Jai Baba. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Baba's birthday. A few other little housekeeping things are that there will be several times today when we ask you to unmute and chirp away with Baba's name. So we want to make sure that you know how to unmute easily. I really like the sound of jovial cacophony. As a matter of fact, let's try that right now. We are going to say Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai 3 times, not together because we're on a lag anyway. And after 3 times, please mute yourself. Okay, so let's unmute right now and go for it. Unmute everybody and
Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Hey. And then this is my little Manini, and she says, okay, everybody, you can mute again. Welcome once again. How fortunate we are to be in the love orbit of the Avatar. I'll start with a little quote. I was Rama. I was Krishna. I was this one. I was that one. And now I am Meher Baba. In fact, in this form of flesh and blood, I am that same ancient one whose past is worshipped and remembered, whose present is ignored and forgotten, and whose future advent is anticipated with great fervor and longing. Then I also like this quote from the very end of a universal message, and we need it now more than ever. All this world confusion and chaos was inevitable, and no one is to blame. What had to happen has happened, and what has to happen will happen. There was and is no way out except through my coming in your midst. I had to come, and I have come. I am the Ancient One. Jai Baba. Meher Baba. Well, at Marizad, what they would do every year is they would have a little birthday recording for Baba, and he would sit at the head of the table, and they would play this lovely little recording. And I want you to sing along with it right now. It's a vintage happy birthday. And it says, happy birthday, my darling. Happy birthday to you. Here we go. Everyone.
To you. Happy birthday, my darling. Happy birthday to you. From good friends and true, from old friends and new, may good luck go with you and happiness too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my darling. Happy birthday to you.
All right. And here's a little flash of joy, Jai Baba sharing of the wonderful Asheville Music Sabba's choir singing Jai Jai Meher Jai. And please do pipe in, but do mute yourself and sing along.
Start our day. This is how we start our day. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Begin right now and don't delay. Begin right now and don't delay. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
I've been feeling good today.
I've been feeling good today.
Singing Meher Baba's Jai.
Singing Meher Baba's Jai.
Keeping all my blues at bay.
Keeping all my blues at bay.
Singing Meher Baba's Jai.
Singing Meher Baba's Jai.
Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. 1, 2, 3, 4. Baba's in my heart to stay. Baba's in my heart to stay. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. It's so good, that's what I say. It's so good, that's what I say. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Life is all a divine play. Life is all a divine play. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Joy is now my resume. Joy is now my resume. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Singing Meher Baba's Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. We have found our spirit's way, singing Meher Baba's Jai. This is how we truly pray, singing Meher Baba's Jai. Everyone! Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Jai Jai Meher Jai, Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Jai Baba, could everybody hear that? Can I see some? Yes, wonderful. And look at the crowd that's here now. Lisa and crowd, and Robin's here, and I can see Elaine's face finally, and others are here. It's wonderful. Hooray, hurrah. Welcome to Baba's, Lisa, to Baba's birthday. We have a wonderful program and rolling right along. Hunter is up, and Hunter is going to share with us a reading. Go for it.
Jai Baba, everybody. The poem I'm going to read is from Hadavitz, who was a 13th century Beguine mystic. Just like in the song, Begin the Beguine. The Beguines were a dispersed community throughout Europe of lovers of God, who saw God as the divine beloved and who sought union outside of any religious institution. And I read this poem and thought, she knows our beloved. So this is for Baba's birthday. What is sweetest in love is its tempestuousness. Love's deepest abyss is its most beautiful favor. To lose one's way in love is to touch it close at hand. To die of hunger for love is to feed and taste. Love's despair is assurance. Love's sorest wounding is all curing. To waste away for love's sake is to be in repose. Love's hiding is finding at all hours. To languish for love's sake is to be in good health. Love's concealment reveals what can be known of love. Love's retentions are love's gifts. Wordlessness is love's most beautiful utterance. Imprisonment by love is total release. Love's sorest blow is love's sweetest consolation. Love's ruthless robbery is great profit. Love's withdrawal is approach. Love's deepest silence is love's sublime song. Love's deepest wrath is love's dearest thanks. Love's greatest threat is pure fidelity. Love's sadness is the alleviation of all pain. We can yet say more about love. Love's wealth is love's lack of everything. Love's truest fidelity brings about our fall. Love's highest being drowns us in the depths, and love's greatest wealth bestows poverty. Love's largesse proves to be our bankruptcy. Love's tender care enlarges our wounds. Association with love brings death over and over. Love's table is hunger, love's knowledge is error. Seduction is the custom of love's school. Encounters with love are cruel storms. Rest in love is unreachable. Love's revelation is the total hiding of himself. Love's gifts besides are thieveries. Love's promises are all seductions, and love's adornments are all undressing. Love's truth is all deception. To many, love's assurances appear to lie. This is the witness that can be truly borne at any moment by me and many of love's lovers, to whom love has often shown wonders by which we were mocked, imagining we possessed what love kept back for itself. After love first played these tricks on me, and I considered all love's methods, I went to work in a wholly different way. By love's threats and love's promises, I am no longer deceived. I belong to love, whatever love may be, gracious or merciless. It is just one to me. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Thank you so much. Meher Baba is love. How wonderful for his birthday. Jai Baba. Well, we have a trio amongst our Baba community here. And the trio is Gay, Greg, and Susan. And they will tell us about, they're having 4 different songs today that are interspersed. And here is the first one, but Greg will tell us about it.
Oh, that was beautiful, Hunter. Thank you so much. The first song is called Someone. It's words by Francis Brabazon from Let Us the People Sing, and music by Gay Dunn.
Listen now, I will tell you of someone, 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 someone. Listen carefully, I'll tell you of someone. And he is the best one of all. Someone for him, oft I lie awake listening, 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 listening. Many nights I lie awake listening.
Hey, hello. Everything working? Yeah. Good. Thank you. We'll see you. See you later.
His name is Meher Baba. Baba, Baba, Baba. His name is Meher Baba. God and the friend of us all. God and the friend of us all. Meher Baba.
Jay, Baba, let's see some of those sparkling hands. That was so beautiful. And Baba said Francis would be his Hafiz, Francis. Welcome, everybody. Some of you have just come here, and we're having a wonderful Baba birthday celebration, sharing joy of Baba. And I wanted, before I forget, to thank Winnie Barrett for organizing us, because it was her organization and set, and then she passed the torch to me. So wonderful that we all can be here together today. Wow. Thank you to the trio. Ann Barker is going to be sharing a beautiful poem with us. Ann.
Thank you, Debbie. I wanted to share with you a ghazal written by Jacqueline Evans in her book, Divine Child. She was a wonderful Baba follower who lived in North Myrtle Beach back in the 1980s with her little son, Chris. So some of you probably remember Jacqueline. This is Ghazal 161, titled Monte Carlo. Love letters come addressed simply to the lover. Who is this lover? The one who responds, whether myself or any companion. But truly, you alone can respond to your love sublime. When, like Majnu, I placed my desires beyond reach, I lost nothing and gained everything thereby. Each day now, a puzzle with endless pieces streaming away past your curls and the curve of your cheek. In playful pastime, placing one piece here, my hand in yours, another there, my breath in yours, intoxicated with your beauty, lost in play. I lost nothing and gained everything thereby. Once, following your swift steps, I found myself in the gambling hall. And following the dart of your eyes, I placed my head and heart both on the red of true love. My hand resting in yours, my breath suspended in yours, when the ball stopped in the black. Losing myself in wonder, I lost nothing and gained everything thereby. Love stood true and grew and freed me from the slavery of time, so leaving heart open to suffering without bound. But you came back down and filled the unbearable, the unbounded with yourself, divine man. What is Jacqueline's heart now that its death brings life with you? Losing known comforts, hopes, and fears, finding endless suffering, endless bliss, your face. I lost nothing and gained everything thereby.
Meher Baba. Thank you, Anne, and thank you, Jacqueline. My goodness. Loss is gain. Surrender. Thank you, Baba. Wow. By the way, if any of you, we don't know how loud things sound. Like if there's a person that's a little softer than someone else, of course, goes without saying, although here I am saying it. Sorry. Go ahead and adjust your volume as you like. Next up, we have the first of two songs by that famous duo, Chris and Ken. And by the way, if any of these songs have hooks that you want to sing along to, you just sing and dance along, of course, muted because we'd be lagging. And I will turn it over to Chris and he'll tell us about it. Jai Baba.
Okay, I'm going to bring up this video. So this is a video. This is a song by Ken Rickstead, and it's about life with Baba. And if you want to dance along, that is perfectly okay. You can dance along. Let's see. Is it working?
Yes.
Nothing happens in this world till Baba turns the key. The acorn's hidden from the squirrel till Baba turns the key. You're late for work, your car won't start, all your efforts fall apart, and love won't enter your own heart till Baba turns the key. Nothing happens in this world till Baba turns the key. The boy will never get the girl till Baba turns the key. The world outside has reached your fort, your defenses cut up short, and love won't reach you anymore till Baba turns the key. Give up everything and surrender. Give in to his love forever. Give up everything and surrender. Give in to his love forever. And remember, joy will happen in this world when Baba turns the key. The diver finds the precious pearl when Baba turns the key. The hurt you've known will be made right, darkness will give way to light, and love will lift you to the height when Baba turns the key. Give up everything and surrender. Give in to his love forever. And remember, joy will happen in this world when Baba turns the key. The diver finds the precious pearl when Baba turns the key. The hurts you know will be made right. Darkness will give way to light, and love will lift you to the heights. When Baba turns the key, when Baba turns the key, when Baba turns the key, when Baba turns the key. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. I'd like everybody to unmute and sing Baba Turns the Key. Baba Turns the Key, or anything you want with Baba and the key in it. Go ahead, unmute.
Baba turns the key.
Baba turns the key. Baba turns the key. Baba turns the key. Oh, that was fun. Can you hear me? I just muted all. That was the first time I ever did that. Oh, that was fun. You sounded great. I just love to hear a lot, all of us. And yes, Baba turns the key. What else can we do? He's got the key. Thank you, Baba. And thank you for that wonderful duet. Leon, you are up and you will tell us about what you are going to share. Leon.
Okay, well, my story is about how Baba can bring his presence in unexpected ways. And some of you have heard this story, and I think a lot of you haven't. And it's such a great birthday story because it's a lot of fun, even though there's a near-death experience in it. And hey, what could be better, right? So here it goes. So it's 1979, and I have gone to my first Darwin Shaw meeting in Schenectady, New York, which, by the way, went every week. There was a meeting at Darwin Shaw's house, and I imagine most of you know him, for 57 years, sanctioned by Baba. And Darwin was, it was written about him that they said he was a master of the subtle ways of the spirit. And there was an evenness and a beauty that radiated Baba from Darwin. So that was the sensibility that I entered the meeting in. I had not been to Schenectady to see one of his meetings. I had seen him in Boston, and that was what I had experienced. So that night, I can tell you that no one remembers the discourse from that night, but everyone cannot forget the evening. That night, indeed, there was a discourse reading, and there was discussion about the discourse, and there was analysis of the discourse and sharing about the discourse. And then at the end of the meeting, as Darwin would do in all of his meetings that he would give, he put down his glasses and he began to just be present in a different way than the words of a discourse and the analysis and so on. And what began to happen was that he began to say, do you feel his love presence? Do you feel it? And it began to grow. And there was this energy that he and everyone, mostly everyone in the room, began to experience in a very profound way. And at this point where there's this building of this energy and you feel his love presence, how beautiful it is, how wonderful. Let's all gather together in the middle of the room and put our arms around one another. And we did. And Darwin goes, we have broken the barrier of the mind. And he was very excited. And the energy in the room was unbelievable. And the sound of, it was just 10 people, but the sound and the excitement, maybe 12, and the excitement, it was just extraordinary. Now you have to understand this is happening, and I'm this very engaged individual, but only observationally. I mean, I'm very happy because it's a very joyful event to be observing. So the evening continues with a tremendous energy and joy in the air, and it's just beautiful. And we get ready to go. And remember, I'm still in an observational mode. And in the interim between coming to Darwin's home and we would be returning to Rick Dryden's farm about a 25-minute drive away, a very dense fog had settled in. And it was just really, really, really 10 feet, the max you could see into that fog. So Rick starts out driving. He's driving that night. I'm in the front seat. Two folks are in the back seat, Michael Siegel and Doug Stalker, maybe a third, I can't remember. And as we're driving, he starts out very slow and very cautious. And as we get going, he begins to go faster. And I look over and I go, Rick, how can you see? You know, is this okay? And he said, oh, yeah, this is easy. And he begins to go faster and faster. And keep in mind also, it's not just that there's a dense fog. These are dirt roads we're on. Within very few minutes of leaving Darwin's. And they're twisting, narrow, uneven. And, well, you get the idea. It's incredible to navigate on a normal night. Well, anyway, as we're going along, Rick begins to speed up, and he speeds up. And the energy in the car is very high. The high from the meeting continues, the excitement, the conversation, and so on and so forth. And I'm looking, and Rick is going up to 45 miles an hour. And I'm like, Rick, how in the world can you see? And he said, oh, everything is fine, don't worry. And at that moment, he turns around, he's holding on to the steering wheel, and he turns, and he looks back behind him, and he starts talking to the folks in the back seat, and he just stays that way. He just stays there. And I'm like, and then suddenly a voice comes in, just trust me. And it was Baba. And what happened in that moment was that Baba broke through the barrier of my mind, because that situation should have been impossible. But when Baba is driving, anything is possible. And so it was really it was just it was an extraordinary night. And well, that's it. So happy, a joyful Baba sharing on this birthday. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, we're so happy that you lived to tell the story. Everybody, aren't we? Yeah. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai
wow.
Baba.
Thank you so much. So dear. Rolling along, we have trio video number 2. And Greg or Gay or Susan, please tell us about this. Let her roll.
And so, like most of you, I've sung the Gujarati Arti innumerable times. And some of those times, quite a few of those times, I had an interlinear translation with the English translation with me. And I would try to follow along with it as I was singing it. And somehow I could never keep the thread. I'd get, a phrase or two here, it would immediately go out of my mind, and I would never get the idea. So a few years ago, I don't know, I came across one of the translations of the Arti. Adi had translated it in the early 50s, and then Bao had done one in the early 80s, I believe. And I thought, well, let's see, why don't I just put this to music? And so I did that, and it has now become the way where I finally understood what the heck the Gujarati Arti, what I'm singing when I'm singing that. So this is Bao's English translation of the Gujarati Arti with original music.
O God, command that the fire of ignorance be extinguished. Bestow upon your lovers the light of faith for which they long. O Master, Meher Baba, we lay our heads at your feet. O Master, O Meher Baba, we lay our heads Oh, beloved, bestow upon us seekers the knowledge of His love. Beloved, bestow upon us seekers the knowledge of His love. Beloved, bestow upon us seekers the knowledge of His love. For you are a multiple, omniscient, divine knowledge itself. Intoxicate us by making us drink from the cup of love divine. O Saki, promise us a cup, promise us a cup of love divine. O Saki, promise us a cup, promise us a cup of love divine. We offer our lives, we offer our lives in sacrifice to you. Our ship founders in mid-ocean. Only if you steer can we remain afloat. Our ship founders in mid-ocean. Only if you steer can we remain afloat. Our ship founders in mid-ocean. Only if you steer can we remain afloat. Oh Master, obey Herr Baba. We lay our hands at your feet. Oh Baba, our captain and protector. We lay our hands at your feet. Oh God, command that the fire of ignorance be extinguished. Bestow upon your lovers the light of faith for this day long. Oh Master, may Herr Baba, we lay our heads at your feet. Oh Master, obey Herr Baba, we lay our heads at your feet. Oh Master, obey Herr Baba, we lay our heads at your feet.
Wow. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. My goodness. And when we think that Meher Baba wrote the Gujarati Arti, and those are his words, what a thing it is to hear it in our own language. Wow. Thank you so much for that gift. Thank you for that gift, Baba. Charlie Fasanaro. He has moved here from Denver, and we're happy to have us, Nero. Charlie, take it away.
Thanks, Debbie. Thank you for doing this and organizing it. Thank you, Winnie Barrett, for doing it as well, organizing this whole thing. Very appreciative. I'm going to read two sections from letters from the Mandali of Avatar Meher Baba, compiled by Jim Mistry. And this are two letters from Mani. The first one was written on September 30th, 1961 in Meherabad. I have received your two long letters. The first one described your dilemma of how to love Baba more and more when you do not know even whether you love him. This gave me a chuckle indeed, as a universal problem for all those who love the beloved master. And I had another big chuckle. When our beloved Baba had already replied to your query, the more we clean our hearts of otherness, the more love manifests for him. But the lover can never know that he loves. I want you to remember one thing that Baba has told us about the subtle difference between love and affection. Whereas affection can be expressed and can derive satisfaction, love never seeks satisfaction and can never adequately express itself. Therefore, the lover never knows that he loves. The moment love derives satisfaction from its expression, it is not love, but affection. Love is just a burning, a silent, bright burning that never stops till it has consumed all the otherness of the lover. What Baba means by the otherness is, of course, our age-old desires that seek satisfaction. Love is the gift of God to man and cannot be had for the asking. One can only wait for it and not measure the duration of the waiting by our own time. But it rests with man to obey the perfect master and offer him the gift of one's complete surrender. Mani. The next one is from Mani, October 16th, 1961, written in Scheherazade, talking to an individual that wrote her letter. About his promise, which I very well remember, you first expressed surprise and uncertainty as to how such a thing can be. And you ask yourself, which is in itself doubting, can he break it? And on the very next page you write, I shall have faith. Don't you see, my dear, that this is a contradiction? You cannot have one eye on doubt and one eye on faith. You have to close both your eyes and have full faith and trust, or none at all. There's no compromise. You cannot cover even an atom of doubt with however thick a layer of trust you might spread on it. You trust and never give it another thought, or you don't. It's as simple or as difficult as that. There are no categories to faith, no conditions. He tells us that he never breaks a promise. It is only a lack of our own understanding of it that makes us think so. He says, my glory is from here to eternity. Let me see how far you can see my glory. He knows his own business and he knows ours. We see nothing beyond our little noses. We focus on the little wish we want him to fulfill and miss the stream of blessings that flow from him. Look at the number of promises that he did not make to you and yet granted. At every step while you were abroad, guiding you over every hurdle that loomed up, hearing every prayer that your heart asked, but he did not promise. You say you don't understand? No, that is what you should not do. He says, I can never be understood, just love me. And if in gaining an iota understanding we lose an atom of love, what a great loss is ours. So count your blessings and lay your little promise at his feet. He will keep it exactly on which day or month or year is best for him to decide, who knows best and who has seen to your best first to last. Let him worry about his part in it. Let us only worry about our own part as Baba lovers and see that we never fail. When we must ask for something from him, then let that only be love. Nothing else is worth receiving from him who holds us so close to him. Happy birthday, dear beloved Baba. Avatar May Baba Ki Jai.
Oh, Baba, thank you. Charles and Mani. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love. Let's give some wavy love here. And speaking of love, I think Ruth Johnson is going to share some love with us right now. Go ahead, Ruth.
It's so wonderful to be with all of you this afternoon. A birthday party. What better way could we spend a Friday evening? You know that Baba saved my husband's life in Vietnam, And so this is dedicated to that love that Baba brought into my life through that avenue. And this is Takes My Breath Away. Sometimes it amazes me how strong the power of love can be. Sometimes you just take my breath away. You've watched my love grow like a child, sometimes gentle and sometimes wild. Sometimes you just take my breath away. And it's too good to slip by, it's too good to lose, too good to be there just to use. I'm gonna stand on a mountaintop and tell the news that you take my breath away. Your beauty is there in all I see, and when I feel your eyes on me, oh, don't you know you take my breath away. My life is yours, my heart will be singing for you eternally. Oh, don't you know, you just take my breath away. And it's too good to slip by, it's too good to lose, too good to be there just to use. I'm gonna stand on a mountaintop and tell the news that you take my breath away. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Beautiful. Thank you, Baba. He takes our breath away.
Hey, Baba.
And then he gives it back. We need it. Oh, that was so beautiful, so touching. Wow. Jeannie Felkner, you get ready. But before we do that, I'd like to have everybody bring their Baba out. Let's have a patchwork here. Ba, 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 ba. And take a look around. You can unmute for a moment and just say, Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba, and let's have a Baba quilt. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Meher Baba. Thank you all. That was sweet. We'll do that again. I love that. Well, let's see. Okay, Jeannie Felkner, would you please say hello and tell us about that adorable full red truck that's been in your driveway? Go ahead, give us the report.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, goody. Okay. Well, it all started 4 years ago when Ken and Barb had this idea that for Baba's birthday, we could also collect food to give to people who need food. And I thought, well, that doesn't sound like fun, for a birthday. But anyway, we did it, and we got a few bags of food at Baba's birthday. And then we did it the next year and we got more. And then we did it last year and we got 1,300 pounds of food collected. So this year we did it again, our fourth food drive. And Manna said that they are so happy with the food that we've collected for Baba's birthday week. We do it Monday, 4 days before Baba's birthday. And this year happened to be Monday through Friday, which was good. And we we definitely got over 1,000 pounds of food. We might have matched last year. We don't know. We also had the scanny thing where people could give virtually, and we got about $1,500 or more. We don't know yet. They're going to get back with us and let us know. So that was wonderful. It turns out their bins were quite empty. There are a lot of people in need of food, and they haven't been getting a whole lot of food. So to pull up, Ken and Barb pulled up today at 1:00 with a heaping truckload of food for people. And also it was pointed out to me that in Pukar's letters, in Pukar's diary, it was said that all these ideas and these plans for Baba's birthday was read out, and I'm not sure what year that was, but that they had all these plans for Baba's birthday. And one of the plans were, I think the people, I don't know if it was in Andhra or where it was, but they were feeding the poor. And Baba said, of all the plans that people are doing for my birthday, collecting food and feeding the poor is the one I like the most. So I'm glad that Barb and Ken nudged us to do this. And together we were able to raise a lot of food and money in honor of Mayor Baba's birthday. So Jai Baba was great.
Hey, Baba. And would you say it's fun now? I'd say it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I want to apologize to everyone who got cupcakes on the day that it was really warm.
She made the cupcakes. They were on that parcha. I thought they were for the man of food. And she goes, no, that's for the people who donate the food. I said, oh, okay. So thank you so much for making those cupcakes. And Chris Barker, please put that picture up. Everybody look at Chris. I don't know if you could see it, but he's got a picture on his phone. And also, Greg, please get ready with your next video because you're up next. And there you go. There's the red truck.
I can't. Wait,
you got to look for Chris Barker. I don't know how to.
Or Chris can be the speaker.
Oh, that's nice.
He's about 4 pictures down from my picture on the top row.
Oh, well, that's, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Chris, say something into the speaker so you'll take over the screen if we're.
Okay, here it is. Here's that picture.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thanks for organizing us, Barb and Ken, wherever you are. And to everybody who was, of course, everybody, you all participated. So thank you so much. Greg, please take it away. You've got another song for us.
So a little less than 3 years ago, when Gay and I moved here to Asheville, very shortly after that, Matthew and Priscilla Brindell, who we knew from our mutual days in Los Angeles, very sweetly hired us to play at their daughter Mara's wedding. And then Matthew gave us a few songs to learn, and the date was getting closer, and then he gave us a couple more songs and more songs. Anyway, he gave us a lot of songs to learn, but the good news is they were really, really good songs, and we had a wonderful time. So this next one is one of those. It's called If You Love Me, Really Love Me. It was by a woman named Marguerite Monod and Edith Piaf, lyrics by Edith Piaf, original French lyrics from the early 50s. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And nice to see you, Matthew and Priscilla.
There they are.
If the sun should tumble from the sky, if the sea should suddenly run dry, if you love me, really love me, whatever happens, I won't care. If it seems that everything is lost, I will smile and never count the cost. If you love me, really love me, let it happen, darling, I won't care. Shall I catch a shooting star? Shall I bring you where you are? If you want me to, I will. You can send me any task, I'll do anything you ask, if you'll only love me still. When at last our life on earth is through, I will share eternity with you. If you love me, really love me, then whatever happens, I won't When at last our life on earth is through, I will share eternity with you. If you love me, really love me, then whatever happens, I won't
Jai Baba. Oh, how beautiful. I love that line, when life on earth is through, I will share eternity with you. And I would just want to send a shout out to all the souls that we know that have recently taken wing. And, you know, it's all going to happen for all of us. And Baba loved it when we would just keep the perspective of that we'll be with him. So thank you for that song and that sweet little love reminder. Jai Baba. Here we go. Oh, we have Elaine Cox. And let's see if her face is here. Elaine, you're on. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to sing a ghazal written by Meher Baba. And because he wrote it in Urdu, I will read you the translation first. When in my heart I saw the form of my beloved, wherever my glance fell, I only saw God Almighty. He is that matchless one that appears in matchless forms. I myself saw that unknown one manifested in thousands of forms, when in my heart I saw the form of my beloved. Not only this entire world, but honor and religion too, I sacrifice to thee, my soul and its life my very heart's blood, and everything else within me, I cast before you. Jai Baba. जब हमने दिल में अपने नक्शे निगार देखा, जब हमने दिल में अपने नक्शे निगार देखा, जिस जप नजर डाली परवरदिगार देखा, जिस जप नजर डाली परवरदिगार देखा. Hai ben shah wo yakata, jab hai hazar paida. Hai ben shah wo yakata, jab hai hazar paida. हमने तो ये कहीं को अंदर हजार देखा, हमने तो ये कहीं को अंदर हजार देखा, जब हमने दिल में अपने नक्शे निगार देखा. कुर्बान तुम पे दुनिया, इमाउद्दीन भी सदके. कुर्बान तुम पे दुनिया, इमाउद्दीन भी सदके. जानो जिगर भी दिल भी सब कुछ निसार देखा, जानो जिगर भी दिल भी सब कुछ निसार देखा, जब हमने दिल में अपने नक्शे निगार देखा, जिस जप नजर डाली परवरदिगार देखा. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Jai Baba. Thank you for bringing the beauty of Huma to our program today. Meher Baba.
Yeah, I'd
Meher
just like
Baba.
to add that reminded me, the poem that Anne read had much of that same sentiment in this poem written by Baba.
Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Chris and Ken, our dynamic duo, have a selection for us.
And so this one is another song from the fertile imagination of Ken Rickstead. And this is a deeply pious and philosophical song about the spiritual path.
I know better.
This song is called the Yodeling Yogi Blues, and it's not a blues, that's just the name of the song. Way up in the mountains, not far from Rishikesh, where yogis chant their mantras underneath their breath. One day something new was heard, no monotonous lament, with a lilting melody. Here is how it went. Oh, party, yodelady, Brahman, yodelady, oh, party, yodelady, Brahman, who? Somebody, yodelady, yodelady, saddle-lady, chiddle-lady, yodelady, undone, who? Well, the yogis were all up in arms, their meditations shattered. Off they went to Vishnu's throne to complain about the matter. Vishnu, looking very stern, heard their gripes and woes, and he said to the yodeling yogi, show me how that goes. It goes, om pari yodelady, brahman yodelady, om pari yodelady, brahman ho. Somebody yodelady, yodelady, saddle-lady, chiddle-lady, yodelady, anand ho. Then as one, the avatars, Kutuks and Sadgurus, came by and said, we heard it all and we want to learn it too. Buddha said I was missing that yodeling sutra hook. Meher Baba said, I'm going to put that in my book. Om Pari Yodelady, Brahman Yodelady, Om Pari Yodelady, Brahman who? Somebody Yodelady, Yodelady, Saddle-lady, Chiddle-lady, Yodelady, Anand who? Now the yodeling yogi's down the line, he's gone to his reward, resting in the bosom of his beloved Lord. But he left his yodeling mantra so we can have it too. So take a great big breath, you know what to do. Om Pari Yodelady, Brahman Yodelady, Om Pari Yodelady, Brahman who? Somebody Yodelady, Yodelady, Saddle-lady, Chiddle-lady, Yodelady, Anand who? Om Pari Yodelady, Brahman Yodelady, Om Pari Yodelady, Brahman who? Somebody Yodelady, Yodelady, Saddle-lady, Chiddle-lady, Yodelady, Anand who? Jai Baba.
Oh, Jay Baba, let's unmute and give them a everybody unmute and show that duo, those spiritual people. So spiritual. Thank you for sharing those spiritual secrets with us as we climb up to the Rishikesh Himalayas. Oh my goodness. Hey, we have Barbara Katzenberg. BK, where are you? Oh, there you are. She is going to share a reading with us. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. This is a short discourse that Baba gave in Nasik on the morning of May 28th, 1937, before breakfast. It was this discourse on love. What is love? To give and never to ask. What leads to this love? Grace. What leads to this grace? Grace is not cheaply bought. It is gained by being always ready to serve and reluctant to be served. There are many points which lead to this grace. Wishing well for others at the cost of oneself, never backbiting, tolerance supreme, trying not to worry, which is almost impossible, but try anyway. Thinking more of the good points in others and less of their bad points. When Christ said, love your neighbor, he did not mean fall in love with your neighbor. If you do one of the above perfectly, the rest must follow. Then grace descends. Have love, and when you have love, union with the beloved is certain. When you love, you give. When you fall in love, you want. Love me in any way you like, but love me. It is all the same. Love me. I am pure, the source of purity, so I consume all weaknesses in my fire of love. Give your sins, weaknesses, virtues all to me, but give. I would not mind even one falling in love with me. I can purify, and when you fall in love with anybody else, you cannot call it love. Love is pure as God. It gives and never asks. To have such love, that needs grace. Yogis in the Himalayas with their long eyelashes and long beards, meditating for years, sitting in samadhi, they have not this love. It is so precious. The mother dies for her child, a supreme sacrifice, yet it is not love. Heroes die for their country, but that is not love. You can only know love when you have love. You cannot understand it theoretically. You have to experience it. Majnu loved Layla. This was pure love, not physical, not intellectual, but spiritual love. He saw Layla in everything and everywhere. He never thought of eating, drinking, sleeping without thinking of her. All the time he wanted her happiness. He would have gladly seen her married to another if he knew that would make her happy. At last, it led him to me. When you love, there is no thought of self, but of the beloved every second continually. You would not be able to have this love even if you tried. It requires grace, but trying leads to grace. What is God? Love, infinite love. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. So beautiful. The avatar, the love man. And I did hear Margaret Krask say, my dear, we were all in love with him. I love that. Yes. It's sweet of him to have given them that license. I wouldn't mind even if you all fell in love with me. Thank you, Baba. May we all fall more and more in love with you and rise in love because of you. Meher Baba. Trio, you have your final video for us. And then we have 2 short closing items after that. Here comes the trio. Tell us about this piece.
So about 4 years ago, I was in the mood to do some fairly substantial composition, and I was considering the various possibilities. And so I had the thought, gee, what about the Master's Prayer? I wonder why nobody's ever put that to music. So I decided it was a great idea, and I launched off on the project, and I worked on it for, I don't know, a week or two, solid practically. And in that entire time, I never had one thought of Pete's wonderful version of it, which at one point I had learned very intricately. But anyway, Baba took it out of my head, so I guess there was some purpose to that. But I can say that at this point, this is really a 4-part choral piece that we're doing a 3-part arrangement of. Gay and I have also done a 2-part. And so at this point, we've sung this many, many times because it takes a while to learn it. And it is an incredible joy to sing these words. It's such a blessing to sing this as we have over and over again. So let me pull it up.
O Parvardigar, the preserver and protector of all.
You are without beginning and without end.
None do
beyond comparison, and none can measure you.
You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited, unfathomable,
beyond imagination and conception,
eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible, and none can see what with eyes divine.
you always were, you always are, and you always will be.
You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament, hid in the depths. You are manifest and also unmanifest.
On all planes and beyond all planes.
You are in every world and also beyond every world. You are imperceptible and infinite. You are the creator, the Lord of gods, the knower of all minds and hearts.
You are omnipotent and omnipresent.
You are knowledge, infinite power, infinite bliss, infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all knowing.
Infinitely growing. It's merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge and grace.
You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the ancient one, the highest of the high. You are broad and far immeasurable.
The beyond God and the beyond God also.
You are power of Rama, and what he has done.
Our Lord of worlds, your and God, the beloved,
already there, the preserver and protector of all. Your name is
the
only one worthy. He's the only one worthy of worship.
Oh, Parvardigar. My goodness. Bravo. And big heart. Yay. Trio. What a composition. I think I hear it coming for the Asheville Music Sabbath sometime. Excellent. Oh, thank you, everyone. This has been so much fun. We have Jane and Will Stanhope as our closing prayer. Let me put it that way. And then after that, we have a quick little something where we're going to do something together with our Babas again. Thank you so much to everybody for being here today. And thank you, Baba, for having us be here today. Thank you, Baba. Will and Jane, go ahead.
Meher Baba composed the Beloved God prayer in 1959. This prayer, evoking God's help for increasing humanity's love for God, is recited daily at morning and evening arti at Meher Baba's tomb shrine. We'll be singing it 2 times, and please join us.
Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's Dhamma till the very end. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to Baba's Dhamma till the very end.
Jai Baba.
Oh, Baba. Thank you. Jai Baba. Let's have a moment of silence in that. Meher Baba. It's been wonderful sharing today. I feel inspired. We'd like to close today with get your patchwork Baba here together. Get your Baba together. We have a little track of Ted and folks singing something called Meher Dune. And that's what we sing at both Baba's birthday and also at Amartithi. At Amartithi, we sing it for like 10 minutes before we do the silence at the top of the hill. But now, if anybody went to the 5 a.m. at the tomb, which was streamed last night at 6:30, this little tune was sung, and it's Meher Baba's name over and over again. And we're all going to sing it, muted, of course, but you'll be singing with your brothers and sisters at the tomb where it was recorded. And of course, let's have a wonderful Baba quilt with it the whole time. Can you hear it? Sing along.
Meher Baba,
Baba Ki Jai. Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai. And let's sing happy birthday. I know it's going to be all over the place. Don't even try to be with anybody else. Just sing it at your own rhythm and your own key, the key of J. Key J. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Baba. Happy birthday Thank you, Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you to you all. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Jai Baba.
Let's do this again.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Bye, everybody.
Jai Baba.
Baba loves us. Baba loves us, one and all. Love us. Jai Baba.
Happy trails.
Jai Baba. Thank you, the co-hosts. I forgot to thank you guys. Thank you so much. Jai Baba. Bye now.